Hi, I'm pastry chef Maria Kemp of Beyond Decadence, and welcome to Mastering the Details, a video series of tips and tricks to help you be more successful in the kitchen. Today, I'm going to show you how to measure flour correctly. Now, the reason this is a big deal is because flour is one of the things that can end up throwing a recipe off and making it not come out correctly. So what happens when you get too much flour in a recipe is it can end up making the final product dry, which nobody wants. So let me show you how to measure correctly. Now I have a couple tools here which I'm going to explain. I have a knife, a fork, and a spoon, and then a measuring cup. And since flour is a dry ingredient, I do want to use a dry measuring cup, such as this, and it says 1 cup on the side, and that's what I want to measure. So this is just all-purpose flour. It's by King Arthur, which is a superior brand. I don't get any kickback for mentioning their name. But what I'm going to do before I measure it, a lot of people will take their measuring cup and they will scoop down into it, which I'm going to show you why that's the incorrect way. But let's learn the correct way first. So we're going to take our fork and we're just going to lightly fluff the flour. Now I know that sounds crazy, but you're just kind of fluffing it up to break it up because flour gets clumpy and lumpy. Those are two very technical baking terms, and will pick up moisture, just from the climate that we live in. So I've just fluffed it a little bit, nothing crazy. You can see exactly what I'm doing. Then I'll put that aside. And then I'm going to take my spoon and I'm just going to lightly spoon it into my measuring cup. So this is the way we will guarantee that we don't end up with more flour in the recipe than it calls for. And just so you don't think I'm making it up, I have my trusty scale here, and we're going to verify the difference between the two. Now you can see I've overfilled it intentionally, and now I'm going to pull out my knife. I'm going to lay it flat against the top of the cup, and I'm just going to sweep. It's called the fill the spoon and sweep method, because you spooned it in the cup and then the knife is flat, and I'm just sweeping it across until it's level. Now let's see how much this weighs. So I've got 2 different size bowls here. So I've got my scale, and I'm going to zero it out since the bowls are different sizes. And then I'm going to pour in the flour. And I can see that this cup of flour, I don't know if you can see it on the screen, weighs 121 grams. Okay, so 121 is our number. And that was using the correct method. Now we'll go ahead and put this bowl on. He's smaller, but I'm still going to go ahead and zero the scale out, so that way everything is equal. And now, here's what you may be doing at home currently. You say, I need a cup of flour. There's my flour. Here's my cup. And you take it and you just scoop it in like that. And then maybe you take your knife and you level it off just really quickly and messily. And you say, that's good enough. And then you dump it in your bowl for your recipe. So I dump it in, and that ends up being 141 grams. So by measuring correctly, I had 121 grams, and by measuring incorrectly, I had 141 grams. Now I did this in grams, and I could change the mode on my scale, and it says that that's about 4 7/8 ounces, where this one was probably closer to 4 ounces. So 7/8 is really close to the next whole number. So an ounce of flour over in your recipe could make a huge difference and cause your dessert not to come out correctly. Now you know how to measure correctly. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel to learn more tips and tricks on mastering the details of baking, so you'll be notified when there's a new video. See you next time.